President Trump gave us one mission: make America safe again. And we will not sit idly by.
A powerful cartel had taken control of our airport, our infrastructure, and even the people trusted to protect it. But on this night, Michigan would begin taking its state back. In the early hours before dawn, federal forces from the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security converged for a mission unlike anything the region had ever seen. Their target was the private office of the airport director, and the operation had a name that echoed across every command channel: Wolverine Shield. What began as a simple internal audit had erupted into the largest cartel infiltration case in Michigan's history. Investigators uncovered a covert pipeline moving CG&G narcotics directly into the country, using Detroit's proudest airport as a disguised superhighway. And at the center of that betrayal stood one woman who transformed an aviation hub into a criminal gateway. Federal agents had finally exposed the truth. The state's busiest airport had been breached from the inside. The very director sworn to protect, it had instead been steering its power into the hands of a ruthless cartel. Before sunrise, agents pushed through the corridors of the operations wing, heading straight for the office of 46-year-old airport director Evelyn Markham. What they found inside eliminated every lingering doubt. Markham was not a reluctant participant. She was a willing architect. On her desk lay 3 encrypted hard drives filled with cartel routing codes, alongside stacks of cash totaling more than $72 million. Locked drawers held dozens of high-security airport badges issued to people with no legitimate aviation ties, many traced directly to CG&G operatives. This wasn't simple corruption. It was a deliberate internal takeover. Michigan's most important travel hub had been twisted into a command post for international drug trafficking, all orchestrated by the very leader trusted to protect it. As investigators pushed deeper into the airport's restricted areas, a far darker truth began to surface. Evelyn Markham hadn't simply allowed cartel activity. She had engineered an entire internal empire. Federal audits revealed that over the course of 4 years, she had quietly approved 46 unregistered midnight cargo flights. Each aircraft arrived with vague manifests, impossible weight claims, and routing signatures that matched CG&G flight paths moving out of Mexico. The deeper the audit went, the more disturbing the pattern became. Markham had slipped cartel operatives into high-access airport positions by forging records, approving fake credentials, and bypassing normal security checks. 18 individuals with no aviation experience were embedded into roles involving baggage, cargo routing, and night shift surveillance. Some used fabricated identities. Others were tied directly to cartel logistics cells. With these insiders in place, a seamless smuggling pipeline emerged. Shipments were unloaded from arriving aircraft, transferred into secure storage rooms Markham controlled, and then routed on a trucks operated by the shell companies spread across Detroit, Harbor, Flint, and Grand Rapids. Federal tracing later confirmed that these routes moved nearly 3 tons of methamphetamine, over a ton of cocaine, hundreds of thousands of fentanyl pills, and more than $100 million laundered through fake consulting accounts. Even more unsettling was the involvement of her 19-year-old son, Adrian. She placed him on a night logistics team, granting him privileged access normally reserved for senior staff. Surveillance footage later showed him guiding cargo pallets into restricted zones, signaling crews, and relaying messages to cartel drivers. He wasn't a bystander. He was a junior coordinator shaped directly by his mother's instruction. The operation ran with such precision that CG&G operatives began referring to Detroit metropolitan area. By the time federal analysts finished mapping the full reach of Evelyn Markham's cartel back network, the conclusion was undeniable. Michigan had been compromised from the inside. The breach extended far beyond the runways of Detroit Metro Airport, reaching warehouses, trucking hubs, and hidden airstrips across the entire state. Inside a secure command center beneath the DHS field office in Detroit, senior officials gathered around a massive wall of screens. Satellite imagery, live drone feeds, traffic telemetry, and encrypted communication intercepts glowed across the world. The atmosphere was thick, an electric silence that comes before a major break. Then, acting DHS Regional Director Michael Ward stepped forward. His voice was calm, steady, and razor-sharp. He made the mission clear. This was not simply a drug raid. This was a counter-infiltration strike. The cartel had exploited federal contracts, airport personnel, and Michigan's transportation infrastructure, and the United States would take it back. The operation's code name echoed through every channel, Operation Wolverine Shield. Its scale was unlike anything Michigan had witnessed in decades. At precisely 2:14 a.m., the order was issued. Within seconds, more than 800 federal agents were mobilized from staging zones across Detroit, Dearborn, Lansing, and Grand Rapids. Blacked-out SUVs rolled like a silent convoy through empty highways. DHS armored vehicles split off toward known cartel warehouses, while FBI hostage rescue teams prepared to breach fortified locations. Helicopters roared into the air from Selfridge, their blades slicing the cold night sky as they climbed toward the targets. The first breach unfolded in Detroit's River Rouge industrial zone, where a warehouse disguised as an aviation parts recycler transformed instantly into a battlefield. Explosive charges shattered reinforced steel doors. Flashbangs detonated inside, flooding the cavernous interior with blinding white light. As dawn approached, the shockwaves from the overnight raid spread far beyond the raid sites. Inside a fortified FBI cyber forensics lab in downtown Detroit, the battle shifted from guns and warehouses to hard drives and encrypted data. Every device seized from Markham's office and from the cartel's statewide network, laptops, servers, phones, storage modules, was laid out in rows like evidence before the court. Agents already knew the operation was large. What they had not yet grasped was how fully she had engineered Michigan into a strategic corridor for CJ&G. Teams worked without pause, decoding layers of files that had been disguised as routine airport documentation. The deeper they went, the more disturbing the picture became. This was not the messy chaos of corrupt official grabbing. It was precise. It was organized. It resembled something closer to an intelligence tradecraft than a domestic criminal scheme. The first major breakthrough emerged from a small, encrypted drive hidden behind the line. Once cracked open, agents found mapping software tracing a network of 6 color-coded airports radiating from Detroit, Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal. It became clear that Markham wasn't simply funneling drugs into the United States. She was enabling an international expansion. Detroit had been transformed into a northern launchpad for CG&G operations across Canada. More files revealed in financial ledgers, posing as aviation consultancy invoices. Every invoice was a disguised shipment. When the encryption layers fell away, the scale was undeniable. More than $127 million moved from maintenance companies and fake nonprofit groups scattered across Michigan. Even charitable donations have been redirected into cartel accounts overseas. But the darkest discovery was a folder labeled Nexus. Inside were profiles of 48 airport employees, not random workers, handlers and security staff, runway escort. As the final encrypted drive was decoded in the last warehouse suite in Grand Rapids concluded, Federal Command realized they weren't dealing with a simple smuggling. They were standing in the ruins of a fully engineered criminal architecture, an underground empire constructed by one woman at the center of Michigan's aviation system. Evelyn Markham's shadow network, once hidden behind the polished glass walls of Detroit Metro Airport, had finally been exposed. The numbers alone told a story few believed possible inside the U.S. state. 102 arrests across Michigan, 67 confirmed CG&G operatives extracted from warehouses, hangars, trucking hubs, and airport corridors. 9 corrupted public officials removed in handcuffs. 48 airport employees suspended or terminated for covert involvement. More than 4 tons of narcotics seized, and over $130 million frozen across Michigan, Illinois, and Ontario. But the true impact went far beyond arrests. As FBI analysts briefed DHS leadership, it became clear that Markham had transformed her airport to a high-efficiency cartel model, a model so effective that CJ&G planned to duplicate in neighboring states. Documents recovered during Operation Wolverine Shield reference future expansion into Ohio, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, each centered around airports vulnerable to pressure, bribery, or weak oversight. With their network collapsed, federal agencies rushed to identify any remaining secondary systems that might still be active. DHS issued an emergency nationwide directive ordering corruption screenings at every major airport, marking the most aggressive internal review since the years following 9/11. TSA leadership called for immediate audits of cargo operations across the country, citing Michigan